Hey everyone, back with the GA7PSH2 and some EVGA CLC AIO water coolers, and we're going to mount these up. Hopefully you watched the last video, so this is going to be part 2 of 2 parts. Hopefully, I don't think we're going to have to do anything more than 2 parts. In order to get these mounted up correctly, we need to bend the tabs in the fan wall, and you can see that I've already bent the first tab here. And this is a reversed fan wall. If you want to know why I did it, I guess I can tell you really quickly. The fans are much quieter when the grill's on the opposite side of the fan. The fans are still blowing front to back, so there's nothing different about that, but what we're doing is we're swapping the grill to the other side of the fan wall. And it actually benefits us for mounting the CLCs as well. We need to bend these 2 tabs on this one. There's 2 tabs on this side. We're going to bend these down to mount the cooler here. We're going to mount one of these guys here, and then the other one facing the opposite direction and still on the same side of the radiator. So this one I'll mount up already because we already bent the tab. And this should be easy enough that we can either do it with our hands or we can do it with the end of a screwdriver. You can use pliers. I don't know if I have any around, but see if we can just do it with our thumbs. Be careful, it is metal, so try not to cut yourself or anything like that. Doesn't need to be perfect. There is a gap between the radiator and the mounting point, so this should totally be fine. Let me see if I can get the camera in focus here for you. Should be totally fine, just like that. You can see these guys are bent. So now we're going to mount up our radiators. Fan's going to go on this side, and then radiator's going to go on this side. And this should be fun to do on camera. So here's the parts bag for the EVGA CLCs. And in here you have 4 long screws plus washers and 4 short screws. We're not going to be using the short screws. That's for a different mounting setup. We could use it if we were to mount the fans a little differently, but in our particular setup we're going to be using long ones and the washers. And then we're also going to need these for mounting the cooler to the motherboard. So grab your 4 screws. We're just going to thread a washer onto each screw, like that. As you can see, I've already got the center fan of the fan wall mounted, and this is the bottom of the fan wall. The wire is coming out towards the bottom. There's no reason to have it any other way. That'll make it easiest for cable management. We're going to do the same thing with the AIOs. And we're going to mount the fan wire coming out of the bottom, and this will be the right side, this will be the left side. So what you want to do, take it like this. I'm going to put it on autofocus, and hopefully this doesn't wig out the camera a little bit. So sorry if it does. All we have to do is just mount or line it up, and then we're going to take our AIO very carefully and set it like that. And now very carefully you can take the first screw and just thread it right through the normal screw holes and right into the AIO. And now we're not going to tighten these down like all the way. Just going to get it started. And then we're going to do the corner. Again, I'm sorry if the focus is kind of weird or anything like that. I'm doing my best. Don't have a camera operator. It's just me. And you can see the fan wires coming out of the bottom. Should be fairly easy to do once you get the two started. Sometimes you might have to play with the mounting a little bit just to get everything to fit in nicely. And this is why you don't want to screw it in all the way, because you might need to slide the fan around just to get everything to line up. But it will. It will line up. Now we can go around and screw everything in. So that's the first one. That's what it looks like on this side. Hopefully the camera will focus. And here's what it looks like on the other side. And the tubing is coming out towards the center. And I think that'll be the best way for them to be mounted. Hopefully I don't need to change that. So I'll kind of set this down, grab my other AIO, wherever I put it. Where did I put it? So it's the exact same process. Just going to be using the same screws. The only difference is we're going to mount it the opposite way. Don't forget to put the washers on the screws. They prevent unnecessary stress on the fan, so you can actually crack the fan frame if you put too much torque on it. And the screws are designed to be used with the washers because it does make a length difference. So we've got our other fan and the other AIO. And I'm going to mount this off of the screen because I don't want this AIO hanging down into the case. But I'll just do it really quick and then I'll show you the final product. The tricky part is going to be getting this fan wall into the case. It's going to take a little bit of finesse, I think, but should be doable. screwing in the final screw here. Here we go. Here's the completed product. Here's the front side, and then here's the back side. And the part that I'm holding right here is the bottom. All the fan wires are coming out at the bottom, and the tubes come right out the middle, which is super cool. So, this is going to be interesting. So I think, actually it's not going to be that bad. I think we'll be okay. Okay, well that was a lot easier than I thought. Change it back to manual. First things first, we need to get this fan wall suspended and mounted back up into its proper location. I'm going to be using the forward mounting set of screws for the fan wall. If you look at your case, there's two sets. There's a forward position and a rearward position. And they're only about a 1/4 inch apart. But I would like to space these coolers as far apart from the motherboard as I can, just to give it some extra room. So we'll do that on the forward side. Now ideally I would put a cushion or something here or have someone hold these, but again, I'm just doing it myself, so just try to be gentle if you're doing it yourself and you don't have someone help you. These are kind of heavy. I don't know. Looks like the RAM is in the way. Well, that's interesting. Might need to mount this a little bit differently. I'm not sure if I can. These radiators are a little bit thicker than the last ones. So what I think we'll have to do, actually, so this might turn into a 3-part. I think what you can see, I don't know if you can see actually, but the RAM is just ever so slightly contacting that CLC bracket right there. And what you could do, you have two options. You can cut out the CLC bracket and very carefully not cut the radiator fins. Or if we reverse the fan wall again, we should be able to mount this. So let me try doing that and we'll see what happens. I think the easiest way is going to be first reversing the fan wall. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know if reversing the fan wall will actually do anything. Let's take a look. Yeah, reversing the fan wall is going to give us that little bit of extra gap. So let me try to do that really quickly. Sometimes you have to adapt. This was not a planned thing. They do fit in that there's enough room for them and then the tubing's long enough. So bear with me a second. I'm going to flip this around as quickly as I can. I try not to cut the video. Just do it real quick. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to fast forward through this part. It should only take me about a minute or two to flip this guy around. It is definitely a lot easier if you're not mounting this above the case and you lay the whole assembly on the floor and then try to mount everything up, or you lay it on a table. If you have carpet, it doesn't really matter because there's not really any electronics in here, so don't worry about static or anything like that. Alright, so I got the two coolers unmounted. I'm going to mount the middle fan. Probably flip this guy around too. So it looks like we wouldn't have had to bend the tabs, because if we're going to flip the fan wall around, that really doesn't change anything. Actually, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So I think for this, we're probably going to have to do without the middle fan, or use an 80mm fan. Let me go grab one real quick. 2 seconds. So this is going to be kind of an interesting setup. And this is why you buy the 5 packs of fans. You might run into something like this where you got to be a little bit creative. So you've got the fan wall normal way around. Oh, it looks like there is enough room to put fans on the inside. So we'll try for that. We'll try it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this last tab so I can fit a fan on this side of the fan wall. The fan wall is not going to be flipped, but the fans are going to be on the other side of it. So we'll try it this way and see how it goes. A little trial and error. One other option, you can drill holes in the case so that you can mount the fan wall differently if you want to use my original method. It really only needs about another 1/4 inch in front of the forwardmost hole. So that would be one option if you have the tools for that. It's actually probably easier if you've already gotten to this point and you're like, well, what do I do now? That would probably be the easiest thing. Alright, I've got the middle fan mounted, and then we'll just do CLCs really quick. And depending on how close this thing is to your hard drives, you might want to put grills on these fans if you're going to mount them the way that I'm about to show you. Alright, we've got the first CLC mounted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to test fit it before I go too far. So we've got the first one mounted, fan wall back to the original configuration, and let's see how it goes. There is a lot more clearance. Yeah, there's plenty of clearance now. So that's awesome. Yeah, so we're good to go. Should be enough clearance for the hard drives as well. Let me mount this other one up really quickly. And I guess maybe there will be another part to this video, and I'll just show you the final config. I'll end this video once I'm done mounting this one, and we'll put the fan wall in, mount it up. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Take the camera off the tripod and give you some other shots of it. Here's our completed fan wall and the back. So try to pull these wires and tubing out of the way. Slide this guy in. Alrighty. Screw it down, and hopefully we don't have any clearance issues. Don't imagine we will. Flipping the fan wall back to the normal just gave us barely enough clearance. Excuse me for a second while I move the camera a little bit. Perfect. So there you have it. They're mounted up. I'm sorry it took 3 videos to get this far. But the next part is pretty easy. In the next video, I will just show you how to quickly mount them, do the thermal paste and all that. This has been super fun and super interesting. We will hopefully be doing stuff on this in the future. And yeah, so the next video, we're just going to mount them up to the sockets and the processors and plug them in and everything like that. And then I will show you the completed product and project. And yeah, so thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you have any questions about this process so far, hit me up on Reddit or Discord, and I'll see you guys next time.